Okay, so we're here with Shane Corbin, and Shane, you're the promoter of College Cade Series.
Yes.
The first event, the debut of your promotion, is Friday, March 19th at the Bren Center. Break it down so that people know what the College Cade Series is all about.
For sure. Well, first off, we had our tryouts where bunches of kids all over Orange County, kids in college, kids that weren't in college, that wanted to win scholarship money. They came, they competed on February 6th. They were judged by their peers: Hoist Gracie, Big John McCarthy, Juanito Ibarra, James Toney, myself as the promoter's view. I myself have been in the business for 18 years. It's kind of like a evolution for me. I started off doing amateur fighting, professional boxing, moved on, became a coach under USA Boxing. And from that point, I just decided, it's time to start promoting, doing something for the best of the fighters. So I was in a position to where I could do this. Thought about the idea and said, I want these kids. They need to have a chance to go to school just like football players do. There's a lot of, I'm sure you know as well as I do that there's amazing athletes out there. A lot of these kids, and a lot of these kids, they don't have a lot of money. They don't get paid a lot to fight as it is, and they want to go to school. And I've listened to that throughout the years, and so I came up with a scholarship program. Try out. We see how you do with the judges. We judge you. The two people that are the finalists on it, that are judged by those guys, the peers of the sport, fight each other. They turn pro, and they have a chance to compete for the scholarship money.
And then the other thing, the exciting part about this is it's also going to end up as a reality series on Fox
Yes,
Sports Net. Is that right?
that's right. That's right.
What's that show gonna look like? Is it gonna follow them, the fighters throughout their lives and into the ring, or what? How's it gonna work?
Well, I'll tell you how that's going to work. First off, with my background, it's all about action. I knew what's going to make this show action packed is getting the right people involved, getting the right fighters, and putting the right judges in there as well. Because these kids want to compete. They want to impress Hoist Gracie. They want to impress Big John McCarthy. They want them to know, like, okay, this is different than just going fight, in front of a fan.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to fight in front of one of my peers. So in the first episode, they're going to see a lot of what's put into it, what goes on behind the promoter's background, what I've put into it with the state athletic commission, and getting these judges, and then bringing the judges into it, and getting the fighters, and bringing all of them together, and putting the scholarship program together, and just some behind the scenes stuff that people want to see. They want to know what a promoter goes through. How does this guy put on these shows? What does he do? um, as well as the start of the tryouts will be on the first episode. The
And from
second,
the highlights that you showed me, it looked like there was plenty of knockouts, plenty of crazy, finishes. I mean, that looked like a pretty intense day of fighting.
definitely, and we're trying to go away from, we're trying to keep everything action packed from the younger standpoint, younger kids involved with it. Um, and I'm a fan of the UFC and other organizations. I watch them, and I've just noticed the action is kind of like lulled in some of them. It's kind of like, stagnated, if you will,
Mm.
especially with the heavyweights in the last season of the Ultimate Fighter. So I just knew that people want to see action. They want to see knockouts, chokeouts. They want to see it all: takedowns, body slams. And they want to see it in a different format to where it's more consistent. It's just not, the action stays consistent. And that's what we're going to bring. And like I said, the format that I have really demands action.
And you already have your next show lineup. First is March 19th, right?
Yes.
And that's going to be at the Brent Center in UC Irvine.
Yes.
And then the next one's already lined up for.
Yeah, we have some tryouts coming up at the end of May, and that's going to be our 145 pounders and our 185-pound tryouts. And then in June, towards the end of June, we have our light heavyweights 205 and our heavyweights,
Mhm.
and they're going to try out. And Hoist Gracie will be the same judge. Only in May we have a kind of a treat for everybody. Sugar Shane Mosley is the guy that we're currently going to have as our judge for our
Mhm.
May tryouts, and he's a guest. One of those judge positions rotates, like it was Big James,
Big John McCarthy.
James Toney. Sorry,
James Stoney. Okay.
Big John McCarthy's a consistent judge.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and so is Hoist, and so is Juanito. But that James Toney's chair changes, and next it's going to be Mosley,
Wow.
and he
Okay.
teaches a lot of fighters, MMA fighters today, the striking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, but when's the next event that people can actually go to
that'll
see?
be in July.
July. Okay.
And once again, we're going to put on an amazing show. As you see in the card for March 19th, we have Jiva Santana, Antonio McKee. A lot of these guys just don't fight in this area.
Well, that was another thing to point out. This isn't just the college kids. It's also, you're going to have big name fighters like Antonio McKee, Jiva Santana.
Rodrigo Rees out of Team Vitor Belfort, Moro Susha, Team Vitor. And two of these guys are the top prospects out of Brazil. Then we have the former WEC champion, Loden Sincade, taking on Jiva Santana. Spirit Wolf, former KOTC champion, and he's going to be fighting Fernando Bottega. And then we have an up-and-comer, Felipe Fogelin, that everybody's talking about. This kid's amazing. He's 5-0. He's an Olympian judo guy, and I think he's a first-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. And
so all these cards will be filled with name fighters and then also the young guys.
Yes. The top fighters and then the young guys. And the young guys get to fight on the card with, their top peers of the sport.
Yeah.
And one thing, too, I just want to point out is the Athletic Commission tests people to make sure they can turn pro. And they have some stringent tests that they put these fighters through for MMA to turn them pros. And every one of the College Cage Series fighters that tried out with us, also tried out with the state, they passed with flying colors. And typically there's a 50% pass ratio, but 100% of the College Cage Series athletes, the finalists, they made it through.
So you had some good guys, is what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are going to be some good matches. I mean, there's over 140 people that tried out in Orange County that submitted tryouts. And then the matchmakers went in and found the final 16 in each weight division that they felt were the top guys.
Good deal. Well, we're looking forward to it. And when do you see this the show ending up on Fox?
Fox in May.
In May, is that?
Yep.
Okay.
Middle of May.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again.
Thank you.
All right.